Assalamualaikum friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope so you are all good. Welcome back to another video. In this video, we discuss about the rectum. The rectum is the most distal segment of the large intestine and has an important role as a temporary store of feces. It is continuous proximally with the sigmoid colon and terminates into the anal canal. In this article, we will discuss the anatomy of rectum, structure, anatomical positions, relationships, and the clinical relevance. First of all, anatomical structure. The rectum begins at the level of S3 as a continuation of the sigmoid colon. It is microscopically distinct from the colon with the absence of tinea, coli, hysteria, and omental appendices. The course of the rectum is marked by two major flexures, sacral flexure and anorectal flexure. First of all, sacral flexure. Antero-posterior curve with the concavity anteriorly follows the curve of the sacrum and coccus. Anorectal flexure. Antero-posterior curve with the convexity anteriorly. This flexure is formed by the tone of the puborectalis muscle and contributes significantly to fecal continence. There are additionally three lateral flexures, superior, intermediate, and inferior, which are formed by the transverse force of the internal rectum wall. The final segment of the rectum, the ampullae, relaxes to accumulate and temporarily stores feces until defecation occurs. It is continuous with the anal canal, which passes through the pelvic floor to the end as an anus. You can see in this picture. First of all, you can see rectum. Next, you can see sacral flexure and anorectal flexure. Next, we are discussing the peritoneal coverings. In the superior third of the rectum, the anterior surface and the lateral sides are covered by peritoneum. The middle third only has an anterior peritoneal covering and the lower 1/3 has no peritoneum associated with it. In males, the reflection of peritoneum from the rectum to the posterior bladder wall forms the rectovesical pouch. In females, the peritoneum reflects to the posterior vagina and cervix, forming the rectouterine pouch of Douglas. You can see in this picture. Next, anatomical relations. The rectum is located within the pelvic cavity and is the most posterior of the pelvic viscera. Its anatomical relations are different in men and women. First of all, anterior and posteriorly discussing male and female. First of all, we are discussing the anterior male and then female. Rectovesical pouch, sigmoid colon, ileum, bladder and prostate, seminal vesicles in male, and in female, rectouterine pouch, sigmoid colon, ileum, vagina and cervix, sacrum and coccus, piriforms, coccus, levator, sacral plexus. You can see in this picture uterus, rectum, vagina, bladder and urethra. Next, we are discussing about the neurovascular supply. The rectum receives arterial supply through the main arteries. Number 1, superior rectal artery, terminal continuation of the inferior mesenteric artery, middle rectal artery, branch of the internal iliac artery, and number 3, inferior rectal artery, the branch of the internal pudendal artery. Venous drainage is via the corresponding superior, middle and inferior rectal veins. The superior rectal veins empties into the portal venous system, whilst the middle and inferior rectal veins empty into the systemic venous system. Anastomosis between the portal and systemic veins are located in the wall of the anal canal, making this site of portocaval anastomosis. Note: the rectum is also closely anatomically associated with the rectal venous plexus. However, this structure is more functionally related to the anal canal. Innervation: the rectum receives sensory and autonomic innervations. Sympathetic nervous supply to the rectum is from the lumbar splenic nerves and superior and inferior hypogastric plexus. Parasympathetic supply is from S2 to 4 via the pelvic splenic nerves and inferior hypogastric plexus. Visceral afferent sensory fibers follow the parasympathetic supply. You can see in this picture superior rectal artery, rectum, and external anal sphincter. So we are closing this topic rectum, and inshallah we will meet in the next video with the new topic and new information, inshallah. Kindly at the end I request you to subscribe my channel and watch my video and like my video. Thank you so much.